Hey there, welcome to my Factorio 100 Days video. Some quick numbers, each Factorio day is 7 minutes, which means I'll be playing for 11 hours and 40 minutes to hit that 100 days mark. It's been a couple years since I last played. Looking at some of my old save files, it looks like by the 11 to 12 hour mark I've usually had a few run-ins with the biters, working towards blue science and oil processing, setting up some defenses, and I'm trying to convert fully to solar power. So, we'll see. I'm using all default settings, and let's go. Oh no! I've crash landed on an alien planet. Whatever will I do? Well, what I always do. Go through the wreckage and start mining. Looking at the map, water is kind of far away. But I can see oil super close. I'll take that trade-off any day. I've played where oil was so far away it took forever to find. Oh, look at my cute little baby base. So much running around just keeping stuff stocked with coal. I finally get some electric miners and some belts to start automating things. Day 5 ends with us almost getting coal to our power plants, which means soon we won't have to be running around shuffling coal everywhere. And I'm realizing I didn't really have a plan going into this playthrough, but that's okay. The factory must grow. What other plan is there, really? Okay, I didn't make it very far before technical difficulties hit. I have a 35-minute video of my Windows background. For some reason, OBS recorded that instead of Factorio. I didn't change any settings, so I'm not sure what happened, but I have replay enabled in the save file, so I pulled a few bits from there. Here's the highlights. I got power up and running, expanded the mining operation a bit, and got red and then green science started. There were some nearby biters that looked like they might become a problem, so I went to attack them. Except I forgot to take turrets, and forgot how nearly useless yellow ammo is. So I died. Even the second time when I took turrets, the yellow ammo is so slow. I gave up. Upon returning to my factory, I realized I had set up the power wrong with 3 steam engines per boiler instead of 2. Did it used to be 3? Or was I just wrong? Oh well, I'm just old. When I first played Factorio, there were still alien artifacts, which I figured I'd just made up until I saw a video with them recently. Day 11, the recording is finally working, except for some reason the volume is higher. At this point, I was ready to give up and not even make this video, but realistically this video has been the perfect excuse to get back into a game that I love. And if I really get back into it, I'll probably buy the expansion and make some videos of my first time playing that. Oh look, you can see my baby base is becoming a toddler base. Side note, this is about the time when world record speedrunners are launching a rocket. With the yellow inserter factory running, we now have automated green science. Pollution is getting close to nests, so we add a few turrets. Our science isn't as automated or balanced as ideally it should be, so for now we occasionally have to jumpstart science to keep them even. Okay, now we're ready to take out the biters that took me out. This is what was left when I gave up. Oh man, this shouldn't be so hard. I am so rusty, and these guns don't do anything. I'm seriously going to need steel to upgrade my ammo and armor. Finished clearing a few other biter outposts near my base, and we returned for a nice evening at home to finish out day 15. Day 16, I start setting up some steel processing, but I totally kept messing up the setup. I'll just hand feed the first row for a bit. I'll fix it later if I remember. Going to kill the last few nests I can see on my map while the steel runs. Got them all cleared. Okay, I guess there's a few more, but they're pretty far from the pollution. We'll call it good for now. I make myself some armor. Add the steel to the iron belt, and add a few solar panels to help with the power production and hopefully slow pollution a bit. I try to speed up red science with level 2 assemblers and make a small green circuit factory. I need coal and stone to start black science. Super glad I've been collecting belts from the green science factory. It's way faster this way. I should probably make a proper mall sometime. The spaghetti is growing. As day 20 draws to a close, I see we need a lot more iron plates. Some of the drills are out of ore. Hopefully fixing that helps, but our iron needs are exploding. Day 21, I finally get black science going, and then realize I never fixed my steel setup. With the oil so close, I take a minute to set up some basic oil processing. I forgot that the new version 2.0 you research some things by doing, so the oil refinery only becomes available once I start actually pumping oil. And there we go. At the end of day 25, we look over our glorious new oil processing setup. So many possibilities. Really, I'm torn between my usual fluid trains and trying to use barrels. I've never used barrels, and they appeal to me, but since I've never used them, I don't fully know what the whole setup would require as far as barrel production and empty barrel return. And honestly, this oil is so close, I'll probably just pipe it. Day 26. Man, we're a quarter through this 100 days and I feel like we're making tons of progress. Either I'm much better organized this time around, or oil and blue science are going to take a lot longer than all this we've done so far. Probably that. But for a brief moment, I congratulate myself on a game well played so far. Side note, it's been about 2 weeks of real life between my last recording because, well, life. But I'm sure I'll figure out what I was planning. My notes say, tear down a bunch of spaghetti and make main bus layout. So maybe that's what I'll do. I start by piping fluids to the main base. I just need gas, water, and coal for blue science, so I focus on that. I actually have a few more things to research before I get to blue science, so I'll build up my oil processing and then revamp the other parts of the factory while it researches. Going to need engines and pumps for the vehicles, so I'll make an assembler putting those together. The spaghetti grows. I spend a lot of time sitting handcrafting stuff, not very efficient. Getting the bus pulled out, adding fluids, adding copper and rock capacity, looking out on the new bus, ready for blue science. Day 31. Now that I sort of have a belt set up, I really need to get them all going. I mean, I have a few things, but more inserters, pipes, assemblers, electric miners. Then I can redo my mining to look better and be more efficient. Also, would be nice to get some batteries for the solar. Actually, I need blue for the electric furnaces, so waiting on reorganizing the mining operations. But I don't need blue for solar batteries. Let's turn our focus to that for now. I make plastic and prep for red circuits, then the red circuits. I got sulfur going. Now, just need engines for blue science. Not exactly sure why I'm rushing blue science. I still want batteries, which aren't even in the blue science. I guess electric furnace is the biggest reason for now. I keep running out of stuff. I really should have got that mall going instead of having to run around. Maybe bots soon? I forget when those come around. Hooray! Blue science going. Not super efficient, but going. Checking out the biters, there's one nest I should probably clear. So, as night falls on day 35, I clear the small nest at the edge of my pollution cloud. Day 36, I return from our short biter clearing session. Iron ore is running out fast, so I move some of the drills. Then I notice I don't have enough power. Time to set up solar assembler, then accumulators as soon as research finishes. Until then, a little more steam. And a little more iron. That's running low and slow. Battery research is completed. For some reason, I've crammed everything in so tight for this battery factory, I have no idea why. I have so much space available, but I spent forever making it fit, and it works. Upgraded our solar power a bit. Now, not enough coal getting to the boilers. I'm starting to feel things unraveling. I don't know why I thought having iron plates and steel Shara belt was a good idea. I definitely need to fix this soon. Okay, now that we've got some electric furnaces being crafted, we should be able to redo all our mining and smelting here soon. Oh man, I only did one refinery. How in the world was that supposed to keep up? And we end day 40 adding a couple refineries, and remembering that we never really set up enough power here either. So much for the idea that I was over-planning this playthrough. Dang it! I'm getting rocks mixed in with coal. That's why our boiler keeps crapping out on us. I like that all inserters have filters, but that doesn't do any good if I don't set them up. Going to explore up north, see if those new iron and copper deposits would be a good idea to start over with instead of trying to fix or redo the starter patch. Perfect! It's a peninsula, or kind of a protective cove, so if I can clear out this patch of biters, we should be easy to protect. Okay, that was painfully more difficult than it needed to be. I really am rusty with combat. I need to get some power armor and defenses and lasers. But now we're set. We'll deal with that other group later, if we need to. I think we're good with the water as a barrier. Just eyeballing it, I figure I need about 40 mining drills, matched with about 40 electric furnaces total, for both these iron and copper deposits. With my lack of planning, I'm still running back and forth for supplies for the new mining operation. Day 46, we continue with the new iron and copper patches, adding solar each time we have to run back to the base. I'm trying to decide which way the belt will go. Thinking if I go west, just above the starting water patch, there's plenty of room for growth. As I update the mining, I realize I should be switching to red belts. So I go to set up some red belt assemblers and get attacked. And realize I have not been keeping up with expanding my defenses. Since all red belts need is iron, I can set one up temporarily by my new iron mine. And I get attacked again. I need to deal with this and figure out where they're coming from. Crap. I can't get anything done with these biters. New priority, find and deal with them now. So I end day 50, the halfway mark, in search of rogue biters that escape the reaches of my satellites. Day 51, I track down the biters that somehow snuck into my pollution field, then go on to take care of a few more on the edge of the pollution cloud. I run out of ammo and have to finish the job by hand. I get red belts sort of automated, and it's time to upgrade and finish this new mining field. At the end of day 55, I've got iron and copper plates running, and I'm starting the steel furnaces. Day 56, while finishing the steel furnaces, I need more inserters. And there's stone blocking my red circuit production. How do these things even happen? I get green circuits going. I'll need to expand as the base expands, but this should start us off. Red science is pretty easy, and green science is right behind. We end day 60 looking over our beautiful red and green science area. Day 61, first things first, we need more power. We're running out at night. A single red inserter feeding coal for all the power plants. I think I see the problem. It's actually much worse than I thought. So adding more solar too. I start to tear down some of the starter base to make room for the panels. I'll be moving this stuff anyway. I redo a bunch of the coal and rock mining and belting, shutting down the processing here as I divert coal and rock away from the starter base. While working on this, I see some biters in range of the cloud. You know what that means. Defender capsules make quick work of the nuisance. And I'm back to getting coal and rock up to my new bus. Day 66, working on black science. I have no idea the ratios, and that's never bothered me before. Kind of a trial and error process. And military isn't used in everything, so if I'm slow, but stockpiling. Next up, red circuits. So I'll need to bring the fluids up this way. Oh, and the labs. They've been offline. I need to get them set up here at the belt so they can run in the background while I keep working on all the different parts. Okay, got the labs up and running. Back to red circuits. Then them all. I still need them all. Desperately need them all. Deciding whether to just do new oil deposit or try to bring up the other stuff. Going to set up a new one. Why not? We end day 70, looking over our slowly growing belt base. We get oil set up and red circuits going, and now, finally, a mall. We have our inserters going, except for the bulk inserters for now. The mall is already paying off as I need more red inserters, and here's 2 stacks. No more handcrafting. At the end of day 75, we have belts, undergrounds, and splitters automated in the mall. We're now 3/4 of the way through, and things have definitely slowed. Probably because I'm redoing everything with a straight belt setup instead of our spaghetti starter base. In the long run this should help, but it feels like a lot of stagnating. Starting day 76, we add pipes to the mall. Just noticed that black science isn't making it to the labs. It was working with the extra I took from the starter base, but that's running out. We don't have any new blue science on our belt, so I rearrange research. I get water hooked up and bring the water and petrol over to the next belt section to start blue science. I notice that my iron is coming in kinda thin, so I go to see if I need to increase output. Well, yes I do, but I want to see if I can bin quickly. But there's no quick fix. Again, my power is running low and imbalanced, but I'll deal with that later. Once I get blue science up and running in the belt, I'll make a nice OP power setup, at least OP until I start purple and yellow science. And then I notice that my coal setup is messed up. I really can't seem to do anything right. So quick fix, that's all taken care of. Now to blue science. Just about to start building blue science when I'm attacked. How in the world did they hit that one? They would have to go around my oil field, unless they could come from the water. No, not from the water. Yeah, here they are. Not for long. Risky move on my way back. Now we end day 80, finally getting a start on blue science. This will feed the engine assembler. Then we just need sulfur. Day 81 begins with us working on engines. I see the remains of a destroyed turret. That's not good. I add a few turrets just in case. Okay, we got our blue science up and running. And I forgot that we've already unlocked the tank. I know what's next. Now we need some shells and shields for the tank. And I'm attacked again while working on automating shell manufacturing. In that same bizarre spot. Gah. I can never remember the key to switch vehicle weapons. It's C, by the way. Ooh, I see them. But who is sending them? My pollution isn't hitting them, right? Could they actually be coming all the way from over there? I guess my map isn't complete. There might be a land bridge. I drive over and sure enough there's a land bridge. Guess I need to take care of things here too. Halfway through the fight I realized I didn't finish putting the shields in my tank. That helps. Back to shells. Ah, crap. More attacks. This one's more obvious where it came from, and is dealt with quickly as day 85 draws to a close. Okay, now we've got shells up and running, and turrets. I'm going to use a lot of these. I think I need to put up a protective border. Oh yeah, power. That's next. At least boost it a bit for high demand. Things are going well. We can add a few more labs. We also add a couple more blue science assemblers. And even a couple more. I really think we're running pretty well now, up to blue science. Next steps are to get the base safer, explore out a bit, and then get more iron and copper into the belt, taking from the starter area. That should probably take us through day 100. Our power system still sucks, but what are you going to do? Now we explore. Oh man, this is kind of a ridiculous map. We have water all along this side here. We continue exploring, taking out the smaller biter gatherings, leaving the larger ones alone for now. As day 90 draws to a close, we head back home, clearing one final, slightly larger nest on our way, since that's the one closest to our base. Day 91, first we set up some automated solar panels and battery storage so we can fix our power problems. Then we go on a fortification mission. We restock the tank, adding final shields and batteries, then ammo and fuel. We clear a couple biters that are where we want the line to go. Then set up a line of turrets and a radar, and fill the turrets, and continue the process. We get the top piece done, and really it's more of an early warning system than an actual defense, but it should slow their approach and surprise damage. We turn our path south. Ooh, that's kind of a big nest for just a tank. Another day. We continue following the shore of this giant lake. Seriously, I've never had bodies of water this big, and I'm just on default settings. We end day 95, almost running blindly into a giant nest. I don't think we would have won that one. Day 96, we try to finish circumnavigating the lake, but it goes on forever. I just need to get back. I get back, moment of truth. Okay, quite a few panels, several batteries, but for some reason the belt is clogged. Oh yeah, I forgot to put a filter on the inserter. Ugh. We're flying through science now, peaking over 80 science per minute and researching a lot of the simpler ones. I'm somewhat of a completionist and don't have a specific goal at the moment, I just want research to continue. Okay, we add some power capacity. We'll have to see how it does in the daytime. Only a couple of days left, I decided to tear down the starter base and get those materials up to the belt. So many memories. As I tear down the old mining setup, I realized that bots would make this so much easier. So I finally have a focus for my research. I spend the last couple of days setting up mining and routing it to the belt base. I don't quite finish, but day 100 is drawing to a close, so I take a quick tour of my base. The old starter spaghetti, now abandoned. The power supply, never quite right. And our new belt base, home for the next while. And, zooming out our map, those bizarre water features. A perhaps uneventful 100 days, but I had fun getting back into Factorio. I'm definitely going to continue this map, and probably buy Space Age and play that too. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed it. This took me just over a month real time, what with life and all that. I feel like my progress definitely started falling apart with me needing to jump between things and getting distracted with biter and power issues. The next 100 days should see a lot more progress. Maybe not quite to rocket launch, but should be close. Until then, keep those factories growing.